Yo, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about how you can make music production your full-time career in 2021. So let's get right into it. Okay, so to be completely transparent with you before we start here, I have not made music production my full-time career yet. So take everything that I'm saying with a grain of salt, but just know that these are the paths and the ways that I've seen that have worked for other music producers, and this is all my experience and my personal take on the subject. So we're going to talk about how you can go ahead and make it your full-time career, and then we're also going to talk about who your target audience should be. And these are both going to align with each other very, very well, and you'll see exactly what I mean in just a second. So as you know, music production is totally flooded these days, especially in 2021. Everybody and their grandmother is trying to be a professional music producer and trying to make money off of it. A lot of people see music production as an easy way to make money, and well, they're completely wrong, and that's just the complete and honest truth, because everybody is doing it and it's oversaturated. So lucky for you, those people that thought that are probably going to fall off in a year or two anyways and quit doing it, and that's going to leave you to shine out and stand above everybody else. So since it's so saturated and hard to stick out, there's going to be a couple things that you're going to want to be, right? You're either going to want to be the first to do something, whether that's the first person to make a type of beat, the first person to make some kind of a crazy sample, or the first person to do something different. Let's say you're doing music tutorials. Maybe you're the first person to do a music tutorial in a certain way. That's going to be the first option. Take a look at Kyle Beatz, for example. Kyle Beatz was the first one to do vlog-styled music production. He would take you along on his journey with him throughout the day, and this is what helped him kind of build up, because he was the first person to really do it and to break down that wall. And therefore, he was welcomed into the community with open arms, and everybody loved to watch his video. So when you're the first one to come up with a new kind of idea that hasn't been done before, you're going to gain traction and momentum because you're the only one doing that, or you're the originator of it, and that's going to make you pretty much the best one at doing it because you opened those gates yourself. So the next way is going to be being the best at something. If you're making the best beats out there, let's say in a certain genre, or you're making the best certain type of samples, you're obviously going to blow up and explode. There's no doubting that. If you're the best one to do it, you're eventually going to get there with consistency. So, like I said, if you're the first at doing something, you're going to blow up and go skyrocket. If you're the best at doing something, you're going to get there as well. And it's not like you're just going to be able to pick up one of these two things. You're the first to do something, you're the best to do something, and you're automatically going to go ahead and explode and be able to pay for your bills and everything off music production. Consistency is always going to be a huge player in this. You got to be willing to work on your craft consistently and put it out there to the public to see. Now, the other thing is being the most consistent with something. As you can see, what I've been doing is I've been uploading videos every single day. Well, at least mostly. As of lately, I've had problems with my computer, so I haven't been able to do the daily uploads, but I'm still trying to kick them out every single day that I can. So when you're putting shit out there every single day, you're forcing yourself to grow and evolve and expand. So putting yourself out there super, super often and being super consistent with it, you're going to gain traction, you're going to make a snowball effect, and you're eventually going to start picking up more and more more and more subscribers or what have it, followers, more people that have their eyes on you. It's just going to keep on going. If you keep on putting content out there, you're constantly getting better at what you're doing, and you're constantly picking up new people here and there that are going to follow you and stay with you. So those are the ways that you are going to blow up and be able to make music production your full-time career in 2021. Now let's talk about your target audience, because this is going to be super important. So you have to choose an audience, right? So you got to know whether you're going to be going for rappers or if you're going for music producers. Who is going to be your target audience? And in some cases, you can do both. But I think when you're first starting out and you're getting your name and your brand out there, you're really going to want to focus on one. Because if you're focusing on both, it's going to make things twice as complicated and twice as hard. And we all already know that it's super, super hard to make yourself known in the music producer community anyways. So you're going to need to narrow it down and find your niche. Are you going to be attracting rappers with the beats that you're using, or are you going to be attracting music producers with the tutorials and things of that sort? So with rappers, the ways that you're going to reach out and you're going to pull them in and attract them to your brand is by obviously your beats, the beats that you have, the beats that you're selling, the beats that you're leasing. You can also do mixing and mastering services for them on their tracks after they rapped over your beat or over someone else's beat. If you're someone that knows how to mix and master it and make them sound really good and make them their vocals sound how they want them to sound, that's a service you can offer as well. Also recording. If you get really good at recording people's vocals, you can be like an engineer for them. You can go in the studio with them and help them record their vocals, or maybe they'll even come over to you and you can record your vocals for them. And then you got that mixing and mastering as well, and you can do all these little things to kind of help you stick out and shine above and make more money during your journey. If you're mostly just interested in selling beats to these artists, you could just upload beats to BeatStars or any of the other websites, or even upload beats to YouTube as well and link them. That's a good way, because YouTube is a good way to grow your audience. And if you put your beats on there and you link it to your BeatStars, when somebody finds that beat and they're like, hey, I want to buy this, I really love it, you already have the link to your BeatStars, and then there is sales. There's a funnel there. You're making yourself a little funnel by growing your audience on YouTube. I mean, you could also use Instagram as well. Instagram works. You could post your beats on Instagram and have a link in your bio or something like that to go ahead and go to your BeatStars. Obviously, Instagram isn't as nice because you can't just put the link right in the description. Well, you technically could, but it's not going to be a one-click thing. They'd have to read it and type it in, so you wouldn't do that. You'd have to put it in your bio. But you can totally do it that way too, however you want to do it to grow. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, if you want to attract music producers, what you're going to want to do is you're going to do things like drum kits. You could do things like mentoring sessions to help beginner producers get better at a certain thing that they want to work on. You can do like mixing and mastering services as well. That's one thing that ties over into both of them. You could help music producers mix and master their beats and things like that, and you could teach them how to do that, and you could give them like the template per se. So if you like mix and master someone's beat, you could provide them with the template after so they could learn from that. What else could you do? You could also do like courses and things like that. And obviously you can do tutorials. You're not really going to be making much money from that unless your YouTube channel takes off and you're making some ad revenue. But you could do courses as well. So you could design a course where you take someone from point A to point B and teach them everything they need to know to get there. And you could sell it and package it in a course. So these are just some ideas off the top of my head that you could do to make money, but you need to figure out what kind of audience you're going for. Are you going to be shooting for the rappers, or are you going to be shooting for the music producers? Because once you start trying to go for both of them at the same time, you don't know who's who, right? If you're let's say you're on Instagram and you have rappers that are following you and music producers that are following you, that's totally fine. But if you start to, let's say, offer a drum kit that you just made, like you're like, hey guys, I'm selling this drum kit, it's $5, it's got all these badass sounds. Are the rappers really going to be interested in that? No, they're not. And vice versa. If you're on your Instagram and you have beats for sale and you post videos of beats, and you're like, hey guys, if you want to go purchase this beat, here's my BeatStars links. Are the music producers really going to be interested in that? No, they're not going to want to buy your beats. They have no interest in whatsoever. Obviously, they still don't mind listening to your beats, but they're not going to be making the move to actually go ahead and buy it. So that's why it can be really, really important to narrow down your audience and figure out who you're actually going for. All right, guys, so that's how you can make it as a full-time music producer in 2021, and how to choose your audience and really narrow down who you're going to be attracting to your brand so that you can grow in a way that's singular and not all over the place, and you know exactly who you can target in your audience, and it's not a mixed mass bunch where you don't know if they're even going to want to buy the products or service that you have to offer. But anyways, guys, I hope you liked this video. Smash that like button for me if you did, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new here, because we're uploading videos every single day, at least when my computer's working, and you're not going to want to miss out on them. But besides that, I'll be catching you guys again in the next one. Peace out.